Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has literally been probably about 4 months. Life has completely changed, and the whole reason why I'm coming back on here is because I feel like this next chapter in my life is something I really want to document. I'm just so excited for it. So let me take you back to the start. I thought we could do a little bit of a catch up while I take my makeup off and do my skincare. So it is today's date. We are in August. The last time I seen you, I think it was Thailand. From then I've had my teeth done, I've had my lashes done, and I also have lost 3 stone in the making. I was 13 stone. I felt horrible, I felt fat, I felt stodgy, I felt ugly, I felt unconfident. Everything you can imagine, I felt it. I said to myself last year, before we even try again for a baby, I need to lose weight because I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I want to make sure that this next pregnancy that I potentially have is going to be healthy, smooth. So I had a massive goal. I lost 3 stone. The lowest that I got to was 9 stone 12, I think it was. Chuffed with myself. I was so happy. I was going to the gym. I had a love for the gym, and it's something that I've never had in my life. Obviously James, being an online health and fitness coach, he helped me and guided me through everything. He was my rock. He was amazing. So if you want to lose weight, honestly, he knows his stuff. Last year, some of you will know I had a silent miscarriage. Now, I haven't actually really spoken to my platform about this, and I am going to talk to people about it. So if anyone will be triggered by it, then please don't watch it. It's really triggering. So yeah, just a little warning. So last April I suffered a silent miscarriage. Now, a silent miscarriage I'd never heard of in my life, and basically what a silent miscarriage is your body doesn't know you're miscarrying, so your body still gives you symptoms that you're pregnant, you get sore boobs, still as whatever symptoms you have. Basically your baby is passed in the womb, but you don't know about it. I didn't have any bleeding or anything. He was 8 weeks pregnant. We'd seen the baby for the first time. First pregnancy, over the moon. Things were great, so that was it. We never had another scan again, and we waited for our 12-week NHS scan. So we turned up to our NHS scan really hopeful. We'd seen the baby, everything was fine, the heartbeat was fine. The woman weren't concerned with anything that she'd seen. No bleeding at this point, no pain, nothing. So we rocked up for our 12-week scan. We were surrounded by other pregnant women coming out with all the pictures, and I was holding on to James saying, we're going to be next. Anyway, we walked into our room and she laid me down. Sorry, I won't get upset about this. She laid me down on the bed and she said, I always remember, she said, have you had any bleeding? And I said, no, I've had nothing, I've been absolutely fine. Anyway, she said, no problem. She says, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check everything's okay. So I put this thing on my belly, and sorry, you know, at 12 weeks you can see a baby, and when she put the thing on my belly, there was just no baby there. It was just, how I can describe it, was just a blob on the screen. And I remember looking at James, and we both just, honestly, I can't describe the feeling. The feeling was horrendous. She was pressing, this woman was pressing so hard on my belly. She was like going like this on my belly, trying to like confirm everything. And I remember looking at her face, and she looked at me and turned around. She said to me, it's so important to talk about this because this happens every day. She said to me, I'm really sorry, there's no heartbeat. Your baby hasn't got a heartbeat. And I'll always remember that horrible feeling of seeing her face. She had literally no emotion. I literally said, no problem. I didn't cry at all. I just said, no problem. I was embarrassed. Anyway, she come out and she said to me, I'm going to take you into another room and we're going to talk to you about how we're going to get this baby out. And she took me into the same room that all these pregnant women were bringing out the scans of their baby. And she said to me, look, like, we need to look at how we're going to be getting this baby out. Basically, although I was 12 weeks, the baby had passed around between 8 and 9 weeks. So this baby it passed inside me for 4 weeks, and I had no idea. My body failed to tell me that this had happened. Honestly, it's just the worst feeling I can ever describe. I really didn't want to get this emotional. I feel awful. I've not spoke about this at all. It's been inside me now for about a year and a half. All in here. Anyway, she said how we're going to get it out. She gave me options. So she said you can either have surgery to get it removed, or you can take a tablet, but you can't take the tablet until a week's time. So that means the baby would have been still passed inside me for another week. Decided to take that, and she booked me in for the following week. And on the Saturday, I woke up at midnight. I went straight to the toilet and I pulled down my pants. This is very graphic. Please don't listen if you get triggered by it. I want people to know that a miscarriage isn't just a period. What I was told at the hospital, it was just going to be like a period. It's not at all. I pulled my pants down and there was just this gush of blood come from below, and I screamed and woke James up. Literally for the past 4 hours I was just miscarrying on the bathroom floor, literally lying in blood. James just kept wiping me, and there was 2 bin bags full of tissue that he was just literally wiping from underneath me and putting in a bin. He kept saying, I need to call an ambulance, I said, I'm fine. I just wanted to stay where I was. I kept needing to go to the toilet, and every time I kept standing up I was literally fainting, just gone. And James was saying, Jess, please stop getting up. I just wanted to sit on the toilet because I was embarrassed, just bleeding on the floor. I just wanted to sit up, but my body wouldn't let me sit up because I was losing that much blood. I had nothing left. I was white as a ghost. My lips were blue. My nose was going blue. Anyway, luckily my sister is a nurse, and it was about 5:30 in the morning, I think, 6 o'clock, and James rang my sister and my mum. They got here, and the first thing my sister did was she looked at me and she burst into tears. She said, James, get her to hospital, she needs to go. And so they legged and winged me down the stairs. In the car, I was lying in the back of my Tesla on my sister's lap. Mum was in the front. James was doing about 100 miles down the motorway to try and get to hospital. And she got me a wheelchair. When I got there, I sat in the wheelchair, and we was walking through the double doors into the A&E reception. Literally everything was a blur. All I remember, I'd passed out. I was on this chair, and then I completely fainted. Just have literally come out of this wheelchair on the floor, and my eyes were wide open, but I was passed out, but I could hear. I can still hear my mum scream. I heard my mum shout, Nat! to my sister, and then all of a sudden I heard all these sirens going, whoa, 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 and I woke up to about 4 or 5 doctors around me. The gynecologist person come over to me and speak to me about what was going to happen, and long story short, at this point, I had the surgery to remove the pregnancy. Literally within, since I went into hospital, to about maybe an hour, I was in the surgery room having surgery. I've never had surgery in my life. I've never broke a bone. I've never done anything. Being pushed down to the thing, I had to sign all these things. Well, James signed them, I think, because I just couldn't do it. I remember looking at Mum before I went into these double doors for the theatre. Sorry guys. My mum, I'm not gonna die, am I? And she went, of course you won't. And even then she had no idea what was going on. And that was the last of it. I woke up and I was strapped to all these cannulas. So I had a blood transfusion. I was on drips and everything, and I started finally feeling a bit better. I remember my mother-in-law come and see me, and I was got all tubes up my nose with oxygen. And I think she was just so shocked, because you don't think that this could happen. Basically why I had such a bad traumatic time was because I had a blood clot. So I think maybe a bit of pregnancy tissue was still stuck up there, and my body was just forcing and pushing it out, pushing blood out, and I realised that they did not mentally prepare me for what I was going to go through. I had a week off, and then I had to go straight back to work for myself, and yeah, you just kind of have to get on life as normal. The most challenging thing I've ever been through in my life. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I was over the moon, but I was so scared. Honestly, I was petrified. So glad I'm sat here now, nearly 15 weeks pregnant, and I just want you to know that it does happen, and if you hold on hope, it will happen. It took me mentally a year to get over. As you can imagine how traumatic it was for both me, my family and James. Poor James, he can't listen to certain songs to leave me in the hospital. He can't listen to the same songs that he went home to on that day. Back so many traumatic memories, and he said to me, I always remember, he said, I went home and I just cried the whole way home. He says, because I just couldn't believe what you'd been through. So yeah, I really didn't want to get so emotional, but it's so hard not to. But my main purpose of this video is to make people aware, for one, what a miscarriage is like, or can be like, how common it is. Please just don't think it's a period, because that's what you get told at your NHS. Obviously some people do have just a period, but I didn't know a miscarriage was even a thing, and that is my story, and I'll never wish it upon anybody. But I'm sat here being hopeful for everyone that has gone through the same, and I know so many of you have gone through this and has reached out to me. I'm just so grateful to have built such a lovely community on Instagram, my followers. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all your support with your lovely messages of your well wishes for my pregnancy. It's been a really hard journey for me from start to finish, but I'm so excited to become a mummy, and I can't wait to share this little journey with you. This is my little bum. I can't believe it. I love you all, guys. I'll see you soon.